Hello there. This has been known as the Roman Bridge, which runs beside the road and the bridge that we're making our way over just now. It's not a Roman bridge. Probably dates to the 17th century. They must just have made stuff up in the old days. They would have looked at it and thought, oh, it looks pretty old. Could be Roman. But it's not. Excuse me. So today's walk is from Inverkip to Greenock. And we're going to be following the course of what is called the Greenock Cut. So it sits kind of on a kind of hilly moor, you might say. And the Greenock Cut was constructed in the 1820s, and it was meant and did provide water for a number of mills sitting above Greenock. I mean, you could almost say it was just a very large mill lade. You know, it diverted water from lochs and reservoirs along this lade to power a number of mills. And it also provided drinking water for the people of Greenock. It doesn't provide drinking water these days. A big pipe was built in the early 1970s, I think. So it's tempting to say that today's walk's quite a short one. It's not that short, you know. I worked it out as I'm doing this again. I'm looking at the pull-out screen instead of the lens of the camera. I keep having to. I feel as if I need to check that the camera is recognising my face, because I've had a number of issues with this camera where it doesn't recognise my coupon. It's got face recognition, doesn't seem to recognise mine. I could be pointing this camera towards any number of things, landscapes, forests, and all the while it's thinking to itself, is that a face? It's thinking, I'm sure I can see a face in there somewhere, but can it recognise my face? Not always. So, once again, apologies for not looking at the lens of the camera. But at the moment it seems to be recognising my coupon. Well done. Yeah, so it's about 9 miles today. I got off a train at Inverkip railway station, and initially following signs for Leap Moor Forest, and then at the kennels you ignore a sign for Leap Moor Forest and continue on the road. And this little kind of narrow road takes you uphill past this Roman bridge, and then we leave the road at a farm, and then we just follow what is called the Greenock Cut. There is a well-defined path that follows that mill lade, and then we'll make our way towards Greenock. Essentially, I mean, at this time of year, you know, you're wanting to get out of the house, you're fed up stuffing rubbish down your throat, you need a bit of exercise, you need something to cheer you up. At some point we'll get really good views towards the Firth of Clyde and down towards Greenock, and a wee bit of history along the way with this Greenock Cut malarkey. We'll see little bridges and things. It is a slightly dull day. The forecast is for it to be cloudy, but bright clouds. Yeah, not dark clouds. Bright clouds is as good as we're going to get. I don't think we're going to see any sun. And it could be misty up there. We might end up not seeing anything. But I feel hopeful. I've already gone the wrong way initially. Following a road, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I've obviously misread a map or something. But I walked for about a mile in the wrong direction, and I thought, there's something not right here. What's going on? And rather than just kind of continue making the error worse, I just backtracked, and thankfully I'm now on the right track. If you see this so-called Roman bridge, you know you're on the right path. Although we're not going over there, it's shut off, and as I say, that road passes over a more modern bridge there. So enough of this chat, let's just go. Now and then, on this path that follows the Greenock Cut aqueduct, you come across these tiny little well-built huts, for want of a better word, because they have a fireplace inside, or they did have a fireplace when they were in use. I can't begin to think what they were actually used for. I mean, obviously, at some point or other, somebody would have been in each of these huts. They were kept warm at the fireplace. I don't know what their job was. Obviously, something in connection with the Greenock Cut. Maybe scooping out debris from the water channel or something. I don't actually know. Fascinating little things. So the mist hasn't really cleared. It's cleared a little bit. I've been able to see sort of down below a bit, and now and then I've been able to see the Firth of Clyde, but I've not been able to see across the Firth of Clyde and some of the wonderful views over there. But you know, it swings and roundabouts. I actually like walking in mist. It's sometimes just nice, even if you just get a feel that you're up high. You know. This, just behind me, is the Hole of Spango. And I'm not entirely sure why I said it like that. It's essentially quite a kind of a deep ravine with a water course running through it. I think the water course is called Spango Burn or Spango Water or something like that. And at one time in the past, there was an estate called Spango Estate. I'm not sure where it would have been. I'm thinking probably down below on the kind of lower ground. It's just such a strange name, Spango. It doesn't sound Scottish. If anybody knows where it comes from, but by all means drop me a comment. And why they called it the Hole of Spango, again, that's an unusual term, you know. Maybe like the Roman bridge we saw back there, they just saw this deep ravine and a couple of guys looking at it and thought, that looks like a bit of a hole there. There's a hole in the ground. We'll call it the Hole of Spango. Anyway, we'll just continue following this lovely little track around until we get to above Greenock, and hopefully we'll be able to get some nice views down into Greenock before the walk ends. Well, I thought I'd finish the video here before the light goes completely. It's 2:15 and it's pretty dull. We're not far away from where I turn off into Greenock, and I can actually, you know, we can sort of see Greenock there when the mist allows. There's some unmistakable steeples and spires in Greenock, very recognisable. So that was the Greenock Cut walk. As I perhaps said at the beginning of the video, designed by Robert Thom or Tom and built in the 1820s. I mean, it's such an awesome bit of engineering and a lot of work to put all this together that it's actually now a scheduled ancient monument. And the main loch in the area, Loch Tom or Loch Thom, is named after the engineer who designed the whole thing. It's been a misty day. There's been a wee bit of rain at times as well, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't underestimate the walks in this area. Just because you see a visitor centre beside Loch Tom doesn't mean that everything's going to be easy ozy or easy ozy, yeah. You know, you can come to grief in places like this. It's pretty wild. You might think, oh, just a nice little circular walk, I'll just daunder off. Before you know it, it's getting dark and you've got another 5 miles ahead of you. So just, I've said this on many occasions, get yourself an Ordnance Survey a Land Ranger map and plan what you're going to do. Don't just head out in a kind of haphazard manner, hoping that things are going to be all right. Because at times things can go badly wrong, even in an area within sight of civilization. But I'm Eddie Burns. Turn the television off, get up off that seat and get yourself out there. I'll see you again.